Most guys are never going to attain their dream physique, and let me tell you something, it has nothing to do with their diet or training. Now, the problem really starts with how guys look at attaining a dream physique. They think that they need to be motivated to do the things necessary to train hard, to eat right, and everything that's required to attain that physique. But here's the problem. If you want to make a great transformation to your physique, whether it's losing 100 pounds or adding 40 pounds of muscle, these things don't require motivation. And the reason for that is because you're going to lose that motivation once you're far enough along in the journey. I see this all the time, and I went through this myself. As a coach, I'm constantly seeing people who come to me and they're very, very motivated those first month, 2 months, even 3 months sometimes. But after that initial excitement fades, the motivation drops off, and then what are you left with? That's the problem. Because if you want true transformation and you want to truly transform your physique, this requires us to do this for longer than 2 months, for 3 months. It requires years of intense focus and determination and consistency. Now, the issue becomes that if you are reliant on motivation, what happens when you don't have it? What happens after those first few months where your motivation is high, the morale is high, you have this goal and you're fired up to attain it, and then slowly after that, it starts to fade away. The problem becomes that most people haven't developed the habits and the necessary mindset is required to do these kind of things, right? You can have the best training program possible, you can have the best nutrition program possible, but the problem is that if you don't have the discipline and the identity shift to do this, you're not going to be able to transform your physique. The problem is that guys see transforming their physique as some sort of goal and something that they have to do to accomplish. Like, oh, if I could put 3 months or 6 months or a year into this, then that's what's gonna happen. The real thing you have to look at if you wanna attain a great physique is you need to be able to understand that this is a lifestyle shift. You're not just changing, for a period of time and then getting away from that. Because if you do that and you make this change, you make this transformation, and you don't have the habits that are gonna be required of you to maintain this transformation in a long-term fashion, well, you're gonna just simply transform your physique and you're gonna go back to where you were. You might be a little bit better off, but you're not gonna maintain it, right? The real goal here is you wanna put in the legwork that's required to transform your physique and then maintain it so you can look good for the rest of your life, right? And that's the problem that guys don't understand, is that if you just transform and lock in for 3 months, yeah, you're gonna make a change to your body, but it's not gonna be as dramatic as you want it to be. And that's true whether you're natural or enhanced. Okay? Even enhanced guys deal with this, because if you blast a bunch of drugs for a period of time and you're consistent and you're disciplined in that time, but then as soon as that diet's over, as soon as that transformation's over, you suddenly just completely revert back to everything you were doing before, well, you're not gonna maintain that physique. And I should know this better than anybody because I've went through this myself. All right, so we already looked at what the problem is and how to avoid that. What's the solution then? What can you do to be able to do this? Okay, well, the first thing you need to do is you want to adapt the mindset of a pro athlete, okay? Doesn't have to be a bodybuilder, doesn't have to be even, something fitness related, but think about what an athlete does. An athlete has the identity of, I am a football player, I am a basketball player. And what do athletes do, right? If you're a football player, you practice what's necessary for that position that you play to be better so you can be a better player, okay? Well, the thing is, you need to embrace that identity about yourself in transforming your physique. In fact, I would recommend, and this is what helps a lot of my clients that are even lifestyle people, is adopt the mindset of a competitor. Even if you never step on stage, right? You need to see yourself as somebody that does the things that's necessary to transform their physique because they are living that lifestyle. Remember what I said before, it's about having a lifestyle transformation. Do you think that a basketball player doesn't identify with themselves as a basketball player? Of course they do, because that's their identity. They play that sport and that's what they do. Step number 2, and we already talked about this a little bit, is you're gonna remove motivation from the equation. You need to develop a ironclad lifestyle for yourself. So for example, you need to say something like, I train every day of the week, during the week at 5 p.m., okay? Maybe it's after you go to work, maybe it's between classes if you're in college, whatever it is, you need to develop a lifestyle and a training, program that works for you, not just when you're in the gym, but literally getting to the gym, okay, which is a big problem for most people. I see this with a lot of new clients that start with me. They say something like, oh, well, some days I can go at this time, some day. You need to erase that from your vocabulary, okay? If you want to make this transformation happen, you will get your ass to the gym, whether you want to or not, okay? Because your desire to make this transformation has to supersede whatever your momentary emotions are feeling during that time of not wanting to or whatever. You need to put the long-term vision you have for yourself at the forefront of your mind all the time to make sure that the motivation is always there, okay? Even if you don't feel like it, you should have the incentive to get to the gym. You need to align a schedule that works for you in that capacity. Step number 3 here, and this is probably the biggest one in my opinion, you want to attach this transformation you're trying to do to a bigger purpose. Look, here's the deal. Transforming your physique and being a big, strong, jacked guy is awesome. But you know what's even cooler is all of the benefits that come along with that. The mental resilience you develop, the ability to work hard for things over a long stretch of time that you can do as it pertains to anything, whether you want to do something with your career or learn a hobby or a new skill or whatever. You are going to be in a different echelon of man, a very, very small subset of men that understand how to get from where you are in life to where you want to be in literally any capacity. That is the biggest thing that transforming your physique gives you. It gives you a mental edge and understanding about life and how to achieve things that most other men will never have a single clue on how to do. And success and making progress always is left up to being a mystery to guys like that because they are forever stuck in life and they don't understand how to transform their life. Step 4, and maybe the most important one here, is actually going to be stop seeking validation outside of yourself and start doing it for yourself. Here's the reality, guys. Most guys, when I was getting into training and, bodybuilding lifestyle, most of them were doing it because they wanted to impress women, okay? And I think all of us, to a certain extent, when we get started, there is a part of us that wants to do that. But I'll tell you this right now, if you're not doing it for yourself and the aforementioned stuff I said about, building mental resilience and actually transforming your body and how you feel and the way you're able to conduct and move yourself in life after that, and you're doing it for other people or to get more girls or whatever, I promise you that you will never see it through enough. You will never see it through enough. There's a great quote that goes something in the nature of, and I don't know this exactly off the top of my head, but it's the man that loves walking will get further than the man that loves the destination of where they're walking to, right? I don't know the exact quote off the top of my head, but it's something like that. And the whole premise is understanding that if you love training and you love the lifestyle that is embodied in the pursuit of transforming your body, you will get there because you love that journey. Versus the guy that just wants to get that transformation so that he can have that validation from women or other people of, wow, look how jacked you are. Wow, you're so hot. I love guys with muscle. Those guys don't get there because they have the wrong understanding. They don't love the process of doing it. So what happens is if you learn to love the process of doing this, as cliche as it sounds, you will get further than every other man who wants that outcome. And you know what's funny? You are gonna get more validation from women, from other people, because you are able to walk that journey. Literally yesterday, I was walking on the beach down here in Florida and I had sunglasses on, but I always pay attention to this stuff. The amount of men looking at me and saying, man, you look awesome, you look jacked, and women like whispering to their friends and then they look over or whatever. The point being that I never got into it for any of that, but I pay attention to it. And is it fun? Yeah, of course it's fun. But I didn't get into bodybuilding and transforming my physique for that. I got into it because I love the process of going to the gym. Because when I was young and I had so much pent up emotion and frustration and anger, as my hormones were shifting when I was an adolescent boy, that was such a good way for me to channel my emotion in a positive direction for me. So I learned to love that. It became sort of therapeutic to me. And guess what? Now, all the guys that wanted to get into it to chase women and all this kind of stuff, do you think they're still doing this? No, they're not. And the thing is, I never wanted that validation. I simply wanted to do this because I loved it. Okay, so if you can fall in love with the process of it, that's where you're gonna find success. And if you can make that shift in yourself mentally to make it for yourself and the benefits that you're gonna experience, man, that's how you're gonna win. Here's the thing, guys. If you can truly embrace this mindset, you will transform your physique. And not only that, you will transform your entire life. If you have enjoyed today's video, I please ask you to leave a like, drop a comment about what the hardest part of transforming your physique is and what I can help you with. If you want more specific one-on-one help, go book a free consultation with me one-on-one. I'll review your goals. I'll let you know what you're doing wrong, what you're doing better, and we can talk about it there. So I will see you guys in that next video. Make sure you're subscribed. See you next time.